Everybody, welcome back to the Pixel Panda Arcade. Today I'm going to show you guys the new homeworld dash boss fight, though we're probably not going to beat the guy as quick as I would like. Um, Let me just fill this up. That needs to charge. So what we're going to do first is explore the homeworld, and then I'll make a separate video with the boss fight so everything could charge. I'm going to run at him with the deatomizer. What the? Oh. Um, you also get a stocking from there. I did jump in on accident. Just to check out, I want to say just to check things out, but it really was me just not knowing what buttons to press and when to press them. Anyway, let's touch this and go explore. Okay, so, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Oh my god. What is this? Can I drive it? Oh. That feels better than the car. Any of the cars, which is kind of funny. We have another stocking. So that's food. What? Oh, that must be the guy who's driving the train. Um, that has got to be who's speaking. You know, honestly, to fight this boss, it might be a good idea to set up trap. There's power all over the place. Okay, we'll come up here in a second. It might be, it might be a good idea to, like, set up some traps and really get him with everything I got. Oh, here we are. Alright, this says, Parson, my good man, I need you to go over something my team brought back from Antiverse 188. EM scans, GPR data, seismic reports, survey information, anything that you've got on the place. I haven't seen half the data I collected. Sure, Abe. I can get a packet together. We've still got about 1,000 questions, like where A188 actually is, how old it can be, and why the GPR sends back no return signal past 15 meters. Just to name a few. Are you looking for something specific? Sort of, Janet. Sort of. Janet has some weird fixation on one specific element. You see, there's this shelf that stuck out to her in the photographs, and she wants me to fetch some more information about it while she's away. I ran it by Derek. He said he saw no harm in whimsical pursuits around the holidays, and then something about safety measures, but I assure you it's all quite above board, and we just want the data. We're not planning to do any interaction here. If Mance has cleared it, I suppose that's fine. I don't think anyone had actually took notes on the shelf. Maybe someone measured it when sweeping the room. Frankly, it just looks like a shelf to me. Janet's exact words were a wishing shelf from childhood. It's apparently something they did in her family. I have never heard of it, and I checked with H department. They never heard of any tradition like it either. Huh. Okay. Weird. Well, here's the data. There's definitely some weird fluctuations on the EM band in that area, but it's practically the same as the background. It might even be incidental resonance from the instruments of the glass enclosure of the whole area. Dr. Austin happened to say what the wishing shelf was meant to do. Thank you. Yeah, she said they put things on it, and then they get more of those things the following morning. I don't think it's a real thing. Maybe something her parents dreamed up to avoid buying new presents. If there's one thing I know about Janet, she has a very dismal childhood. Sounds like she could use a supportive ear on this one. Maybe I should take her to lunch sometime and go over the data. Now look who's placing things on the wishing shelf. Okay. And then, what's this? Wonderland. I'm gonna click this. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's just the Antiverse 188 information. And remember, we are in a snow globe, so apologies for the delay, Derek. We spent longer in 188 than we intended. It really is an incredible place. We're still assessing the data, but I can tell you this much. We've got our work cut out, unraveling this one. That may be so, Simon, but referendizing won't get us any closer. I asked for a summary of findings. When can I expect it? I'm returning to 188 shortly. I'll use Dr. Stern's relay to dispatch the report as soon as I can. And then please ensure that you do. Derek, I have composed the list of which you spoke. It is entire and complete, and I believe you will be very much delighted to read their comportment. The young and the not so young. Why, you may even find your own name there somewhere. Have you been nice, Derek, or naughty? You shall be rewarded like the rest accordingly. Oh, the antiverse got him. Simon, what on earth are you saying? What list? What are you talking about? I am simply the seasoned scribe, Derek, a mere messenger relaying as requested. That is not what I requested. Then you must have been naughty, Derek. Okay. If we go check that. Let's see. So first we have the snow globe, and it says containment protocol. So this is a Jura AVJWR, and IS 0105 must be kept at all times in a physical, decoupled, crucius level containment zone, isolated from all sources of motion, drift, or residual momentum. The item should only be touched, or under extreme circumstances moved, by approved trans-recon operatives equipped for long-term field deployment and cold weather survival. Whoops. And then the snowman. Okay, here we go. Here's our information. So the entity is immune to all forms of cold damage. It's less affected by explosive damage. It is less affected by bullet damage. Plasma damage and fire damage are what's going to actually harm it. It's interesting because before this update came out, the snowman was what we saw in containment. It definitely wasn't a snow globe. So I'd be curious as to why they made the change. I'm not complaining, this place is amazing. But anyway. ISO 127 must be stored in a hermetically sealed environment away from any and all sources of moisture at a temperature of 2 Celsius, varying by no more than 0.5 degrees Celsius. If contained in proximity to a target, the target must be stored at 0 degrees Celsius or lower. Under no circumstances should IS 127 ever be brought within 100 centimeters of the central face region of a target. Further researchers are advised to keep IS 127 away from all human or humanoid faces, generally. In the event of IS 127 successfully unifying with a target, containment of the activated entity should only be undertaken by armed gatekeeper staff. Research personnel are to be aware that the entity appears to treat children under 12 years of age with an entirely separate personality and exhibits none of the hostile markers seen when engaging with older children or adults. Okay. And then we have the North Pole. Antiverse 188 is regarded by GATE researchers as a stable nucleated spatial exception. That's a lot of words. Believed to be a refuge outside of our universe, it may constitute an actual antiverse, but those studying it argue whether it technically qualifies. Seeming to exist precisely nowhere, there is nothing detectable beyond its bounds. Optical measurements indicate the glass is between 10 and 15 meters thick, but no data has been successfully generated beyond that. Neither can it be directly exited. As such, the entity is currently classified as an exception. Dr. Martin Jessup notes that the Antiverse 188 may bear similarities to Antiverse 11 superpositional state. This is not to say that one cannot leave. Trans Recon Team 4 noted an intense density of perforation signatures connecting several locations on Earth. They are frequent enough to have imprinted on the location continuum and appear to cluster seasonally as if perforated traffic accumulated regularly for certain brief periods. And then Antiverse 11 is. Antiverse 11 is. Let's see. There's 23, 188, 28, 31, and then there's Flat Hill. Maybe I don't have Antiverse 11 yet. Anyway, that's the lore. Let's keep looking around. So I wanted to check up here. All the snowmen have me paranoid. And there's the train. So the idea of existing in a snow globe is brilliant. It is so brilliant. It would make for a great little horror short story. And this is just a great way to do things. It looks like there's nothing really up here at the moment, so we can head back down. Now the jetpack is not going to work in here because you haven't beaten the Antiverse yet. And that's how it works with every single one. So I'm not too surprised about that, but alright, let's head back in here. And we're gonna go downstairs. I wonder if there's more lore before we kind of do anything else. I love the atmosphere of this Antiverse. Reminds me a lot of Space Queen, and that I adore it wholeheartedly. So alright, there goes power for the day. Oh yeah, this whole place is just on fire. I don't think there's anything really to see. We're gonna keep checking anyway. Dr. Harkness. Okay, so there's a way out. Oh, wait. And then here's the bell. Okay. I know. You're cold. Alright, I just want to check a few more places downstairs. Okay. Oh, this building is actively increasing my heat. I could probably live up here and be completely comfortable. Oh, there's like a path back here. Oh, that's not a path.
If it gets any colder, I may have a problem.
Okay, that just takes me back here. So yeah, it looks like they did try and barricade themselves. So, if we actually look at the snowman, he did, yeah, there's a scientist in there, so that's probably why he's all hostile. Where did we get the sleigh? Up here? Okay. Oh, what is... Oh, that's gonna bring the sleigh back. Okay. And then there's power here. And then we can go upstairs with a ladder. And then there's more power. I'm thinking that for the boss, I set up traps. Traps always help. And so anyway, that's the new antiverse. The snow globe, and God, is it beautiful. It's so beautiful. I also would really love to know what's going on with this guy on the train. But we probably have to beat the boss to get anything else from here. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me, and I will check you guys later.